Hey, what's up guys, Ham.Gampla here, bring you with another deck profile on my Katana Ninja deck. So this deck is a deck that revolves around Shingatai Gojimaru. So yeah, this deck is a really anti-meta deck right now because a lot of spells in Katana War actually helps to defeat the current meta, such as Prison Dragons, Bats. So yeah, this deck is a really strong deck, and with the new support from Dark Lost Rebirth, this deck is as strong as ever. So Buddy, I run Nano Machine Ninja Byakuya. Counter. Nano Machine Clone Exterminate. You may discard a non-monster card from your hand. If you do, stand this card. So yeah, and it has Shell Dive. And the stand ability is not once a turn. So I play him as the Buddy because Byakuya all the way. For size 2s, I run 4. Shingatai Gojimaru. Call cost, pay 1 gauge. Put a Byakuya and a Sugikage from your field into this card. So, and then yeah, that's the call cost. Shell Dive. This card can attack even if your opponent has a monster in the center, which is a good counter at against war decks such as Dynamite or Prison Dragons. So yeah, he has move, double attack, and Soul Guard. So a really very strong card. It's a must run 4. Next off, I run 3. Yumi Ninja Suiha. So pay 1 gauge. When this card enters the field, search your deck for up to one size 1 or less ninja on your and put it into your hand. So it helps you toolbox for cards such as Sugikage SD or Byakuya. And there's a tech card in the deck which I play, which and can also be searched out if you want to go for a game. So a really good toolbox card. Next I run 4 of the Body. Nano Machine Ninja Byakuya. So 4. Next I run 1 of these Byakuya Shira Yosha mode. So at the end of these cards at battle, if you have a Sugikage in his card name on your field or in the soul of a monster on your field, this card gets double attack. So 511 stats, he can hit through a lot of monsters right now like Bats. So he's just there to clear board clear. Play 1. Next I want 3 Sugikage SD. When this card enters the field, you may pay 1 gauge. If you do, call a Byakuya from your drop zone onto the field by paying its call cost. Real good because if you have one of these, a Byakuya in your drop zone and a Gojimaru in your hand, you can do Gojimaru. So yeah, and if this card is in the soul of a ninja monster, it gets 1/1, which means that your Gojimaru will be 8/8, which is very big. So yeah. Next I run 2 Luck Determined Sugikage SD. So basically counter. When your opponent attacks, you may play rock paper scissors, and if you win, you nullify the attack. So yeah, it's real good because I'm good at rock paper scissors. Next I run 4 of the new cards, Zangetsu. So his ability is when he enters the field, and if you have a Sugikage or Gojimaru in his card name on your field, you draw a card. If you have a Byakuya or Gojimaru, you gauge 1 and you gain 1 life. So he becomes a Dragon Emperor Legend on feet, which means he's a real good card. Even though his stat is 2/1, he just clear sides or whack for face. So it's a must play 4 because pluses all the way. Next I run 3 Electron Ninja Shiden. So Cyber Analyze. You may discard ninja arts from your hand and pay 1 gauge. If you do, draw 2 cards. So Katana World lacks on hand size, and he's a really he's a definite must play in your deck. Lastly I run 4 of the new tech card which I play now. Formless Jailer Izumo Kami. So he's a real good card because his ability is put the top 2 cards of your deck into your drop zone and pay 1 gauge. If you do, put this card into the soul of another monster on your field, which means you can put in cards such as Sugikage, I mean Byakuya or Gojimaru. And if this card is in the soul of a ninja or executioner, which is either one of these, that card gets Soul Guard, and if you have 15 or more cards in your drop, that monster gets a crit. Which means if you stack 3 of these, your Byakuya will be hitting for 4 crit, and you can discard as many cards as you want for a lot of attacks. So if you put into your Gojimaru, it means that he'll be having a 3 crit stat, and yeah, your opponent has to clear it 1 extra time. Oh Jesus. Oh, so there was a fly just now and I just chased it out. So yeah, basically that card gets Soul Guard and it gets 3 if you have 15 or more, which is real good. And if you stack more copies of him into the soul of a monster, it'll be really threatening. So yeah. Lastly, I run 1 tag. successor of Omni Lord Mukuro. So he's an Omni Lord, which means you can only play one in the deck. I play one of him because he's sort of a weapon for the deck. So his transform core cost is pay to gauge. And at the end of this card's battle, they attack. If you have 4 life or less or no monsters on your field, you may pay 1 gauge, stand this card, and destroy a monster on your opponent's field once per turn. He's a real good card because he gives you extra protection. He has a 6k defense, which is quite hard to hit sometimes. So yeah, I play 1. For spells, I play 2 double loss. So ability is you may only cast this card if a monster on your field is destroyed. So you pay 1 gauge counter, put a slow from a monster on your opponent field into the drop, and you destroy that card. So it's a real good spell. Next off, I run 2 of this blazing body guy. So you mini cast this if a monster on your field is being attacked. Choose a Katana world monster on your field in battle. It gets 5k defense and you do 1 damage to your opponent. So basically, when you cast this, your Gojimaru most of the time will be minimum 12k, which is and when you cast this spell, it will definitely be able to like nullify attack, and the D1 is real good. Next, I run 4 Snake Gaze, a real good card right now in the meta, due to the fact that Buds is out there everywhere now. So core cost, counter, pay 1 life, rest a monster on your opponent's field. So it's a real good counter to Buds because yeah, Buds cannot do its triple attack shenanigans. Next, I run 4 of the new card, Banquet for the Unrighteous. So choose one of the following abilities, and you can only use it once per turn. Look at the top 3 cards of your top of your deck. Put up to 1 monster from among them into your hand and put the rest in your drop. So this helps you fuel your drop for Byakuya. Let's say if you have a Tsukikage SD in your hand, you can actually mill the Byakuya, take another card, and you can go for a Gojimaru play, which is really good. And the second effect is put a card from your drop zone into a monster on your field face down. It doesn't really work if you put that size 0 guy into your soul. It will not be countered. So yeah, but it's extra soul guard. But usually use it for the first ability, so you can actually mill your deck for drop zone count, pick up monsters, and you can use the size 0 skill. Next, around 4 Clear Serenity. It's a must play 4. So basically counter, you charge 3 cards of the you charge 3, so once per turn. Lastly, for impacts, I run 2 Secret Sword Lethal Formation. Set core cost, choose a card from your hand, deck, or drop zone and put it face down into this card, so and shuffle your deck. You may look at this card, so and if that card is a secret sword, you can pay the core cost and activate it. So yeah, I play this instead of the +1/1 to your field because this deck is actually lacking on gauge, and +1/1 is not really a big deal right now. So yeah, for secret swords I play Spell Negate, Star Crusher. So basically pay 3, when your opponent casts a spell you can deal 3 damage and nullify that spell. So it's really good because you can go for game, triple link, then if they guard you Spell Negate. It's still a really good card right now because for 3 gauge you deal 3 and you nullify a spell, so you can go for game. Next, I play 1 Secret Sword Comet. So you can only cast if 5k or more monster on your opponent field is attacking alone, and yeah, destroy that monster and deal 3. Not bad. And lastly, I play 1 Cascade. So Cascade, you can either cast it from your hand or from the soul of the Lethal Formation. So pay 3, you can either deal 2 damage or counter. For this turn, the next time your life will become 0, it becomes 1. Deal 2 damage to your opponent and discard your entire hand. So it's like a Burn Nova. So yeah, this is basically the deck. So there are also cards which you can play for sideboard, such as you can play Mad Flipping Technique, which is nullify core. You can play Out of Item Blasting, which is also really good to clear weapon. This guy, which also destroys a size 2 monster and a spell, so it's a good counter to what's that, stars. Or you can even play Half Q, which is a very good counter to soul building decks such as Esther, Prism Dragon, and Jaeger. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile on my Shingatai Gojimaru deck profile. So Stay tuned for more videos. More videos will be coming up soon. Do like, favorite, and comment, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, and that's Gunpla here signing off.